I find, first of all, I think it's a very strange coincidence that our jubilees should be in the same year, and the fact that Queen of Great Britain Queen Elizabeth has her jubilee, 60th jubilee, is a wonderful thing, I think. And I feel very much I really want to congratulate her, and I want to congratulate her nation for the fantastic years she's really served her. And she's always been somebody I've admired. I also happen to know her very well, or fairly well anyway. But I've always admired her, and I think she's inspired me in one particular thing, right from the start, even before she was Queen, when she talked about dedicating herself to her nation. And I remember thinking when I was quite young, long before my father died, that was really what it is all about. And I felt that very much 40 years ago, that day when I was proclaimed, that I must somehow or other understand that I dedicate my life to my nation, like she has done. And in that way, she's been very important to me.
But the focus of attention on a royal family here in Denmark, as it is in the UK, is really quite extraordinary. What's it like living your life at the centre of all that?
Well, I would say, for one thing, that I feel that perhaps the pressure of attention, I feel, is perhaps not quite the same in Denmark as it is in Britain. In many ways, I feel very privileged. In many, many ways. Also because we are quite relaxed. We can be quite relaxed in our daily lives, in our relationship with the Danish people. I find it very natural. I grew up with it like that, and I admit that the press are much more inquisitive and sometimes also demanding these days than they were when I was a child. But I think they're still keeping a reasonable proportion most of the time.
40 years is a long time. What about the idea of handing over in the next few years to the Crown Prince, an abdication? Is that something which has crossed your mind?
In my opinion, the monarch, you are handed your job as the old king or queen dies, and you have it for life, and it is a life, not a life sentence, but a life service. And you are who you are all the day and night, and the whole year through, and all the rest of your life, hopefully. And I think it's been like that in my country, and it's been like that in yours. I think it's very important, and it's something that was instilled in me when I was very young, and the Crown Prince has the same opinion, I think. Also feels that it is the right thing to do.
You were born during the Second World War. You've been on the throne for 40 years now. Some people are talking about this as the most difficult period for Europe since the Second World War. Quite a sharp statement to make.
It's a very different challenge.
It's a very different challenge. But people are talking about the economic crisis. I know it's something you spoke about in your New Year's message. What do you feel your role should be, sort of guiding the nation?
I think one of the possibilities one has in my sort of position, in our position, in my family, is to represent. Well, we're part of the roots, that we are not only living in a brief moment, but that we have a long history, and that it's part of us, that we should work together in the country as a people. And I think also to have confidence in that when we can meet the challenges, and that we care for the people who surround us, and in our own country, and also for what happens in other countries, of course.